If you're watching now, the video is no longer live. Okay, so there have been some questions, a lot actually, regarding printable vinyl. I just did Sunday Fun Day on it yesterday, but there were some kind of like follow-up questions, and so I wanted to take a second today to quickly kind of go over a little bit more information. So yesterday we did the mermaid tails and just kind of made a sticker. And then there's been a lot of questions about using it as a car decal. So that's kind of what I'm going to go over today. I've already set this up to print. It's printed already. So these are my quote-unquote car decals, we're going to call them. I just printed something up really fast just to kind of show you guys. And then this, which you can't see it because it's clear, is the laminate. It's called OraGuard laminating film. There's two different kinds that Expressions Vinyl offers. One of them is the economy, which I think is this one. And then there is, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a higher end. It offers more protection. This just happens to be what I have available right now. So I did set this up to print and cut. So I've got my print and cut lines and that on there. You can see that also on my printable one. There's my little square and my little line. And with these being circles, I mean, you could cut by hand. You could use a circle cutter, whatever you wanted to do. I'm going to move the camera over here now to kind of my workspace, and I'm going to show you how, before you cut these out, you're going to apply the laminate. And I cut mine down. The laminate comes in 12 by 12 sheets. The printable you can get in 12 by 12, or you can also get the laminate in rolls if you want. But the printable comes in rolls. It comes in 8.5 by 11. It comes in 12 by 12. So whatever is going to work for your printer. But the smallest size for the laminate is 12 by 12. So I'm just going to kind of do a quick measure here. It's not going to be perfect by any means. But I just kind of want to cut it down a little bit. Oops. Oh, that didn't work for me. I'm kind of rushing. But I just cut my laminate sheet down. And then I'm going to throw you guys all over. So when I do this, and I'm going to use my Cameo to cut it, I don't cover these two with the laminate. I try to come down just a little bit, so that way it makes it a little bit easier to read. Let me go grab my tool here. So you're just going to take, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to, let me see if I back this up a little better and put it up if you guys can see better. See more of what I'm doing here. Okay, so I just peel up a slight edge here. I'm not going to peel the entire backing off. I'm just going to start the top layer here. You guys see if I'm right here. So I've just kind of peeled down, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, something like that. And then I'm going to start just I am not getting this very straight. I kind of printed these too big. And then I'm just going to make sure my laminate's down, and then I'm going to peel a little more. Yeah, I totally got this crooked being in a hurry. Can you guys still see what I'm doing? Okay. And then I just kind of keep peeling, and I keep working from that top edge as far as making sure I don't have air bubbles. And I cut this a little long, so I'll have to trim it, but you're just going to keep working it and make sure. And this one, like I said, is the economy. It has a kind of a more of a matte finish. The other is more shiny. In fact, I think I have a decal somewhere that I used it on, and I'll show you guys. I'm totally... I just want... Okay. Okay. This isn't working for me. I keep sticking it down. I just want to trim this excess off. Okay. Hello, Karen. I am showing how to use the laminate with the printable vinyl. So if you wanted to use it for like a car decal, this just offers a little bit more protection. So I've applied that laminate. You can see how crooked I got it. Over my sticker, my car decal. I was going to show you if I can get in here. See if I can find one. So this is one that I made, and you can see it's a little shiny. Using the, I can't remember. The one's called Economy, and that is the matte finish one. And then I'm gonna say high end. I don't know. Yes, a laminate is a clear vinyl. Where's that piece I just cut off? Is it probably still stuck on here? So this is the Economy, and like you can see, it's kind of, excuse me, kind of like a film. This has been stuck to stuff too, so, but it just helps to protect the vinyl. This one here is the Economy, and like I said, it kind of gives it a matte finish. And then this one is the other one that's offered by Expressions Vinyl. And this one is the higher end one. And I think there's like a 10-cent difference in price. I mean, it's not like super spendy. This is generally the one that I will use if I know that it's going to be put like on a car or have a lot of direct sun. This offers a little bit more UV protection with it. And to me, as far as a finished product, I just kind of like the shine to it. It just looks a little more professional. The Economy one is Oragard 210, and I couldn't find any of the other one. I must have used it all. I knew I had some. Yeah, oops, I'm throwing stuff everywhere. That's Oragard 210 too. But if you go to Expression Vinyl website, and I can post a link to their laminates, but there'll be two different ones. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to look up the other one. And then I'm going to put this in my Cameo. In fact, I can do that and then look it up while this cuts. So to do your print and cut, I knew I should have prepared better. You have to have a mat. Where did I put my mat? I don't use a mat very often, and I used it yesterday during the live, and now I don't know where I put it. Now I've lost it. Alright, we'll just grab a different one then. Or I'm going to have to use my big one. If I can get it off. Oh, wait, no, I've got this one I can use. I'll just use this one. Okay, sorry guys. Thank you for posting the link. Oh, I'm like sticking stuff to myself. So this printable vinyl is also from Expressions Vinyl. This is the adhesive. If you watched the video, if you search printable vinyl, I did a video yesterday where I showed the inkjet and the HTV. This is amazing, amazing stuff. It's probably some of the best printable that I have found. Especially with the HTV. This is the shirt that I did yesterday with the printable HTV. It doesn't crack. It's really easy to use. If you guys have watched my lives, you know I'm kind of a crazy crafter. I don't read instructions. I'm not super organized. I kind of just wing stuff. And I can do this. It's super easy. The adhesive I really like also. These are the mermaid tails we did yesterday. So like this one wasn't a very good image. Like I said, I just kind of hurried and threw something together. But this is like super detailed and it holds your prints super good. Yes, and I print with an inkjet. One of them that I print with is like a Canon Pixma. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of notifications. Yes. Same thing. You're going to wash inside out. Just like you do with regular vinyl. No fabric softener, no bleach, no, none of that stuff. But it works really well. But this is laminate, so if you want to do like car decals and stuff like that, this is going to help protect your ink from fading. This is just inkjet. Same with this one. It's just an inkjet ink, and then you just print it out. But the laminate helps to protect it because, to me, without the laminate, it's going to fade in the sun for the adhesive. So I like to use the laminate just to kind of help protect it that little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to send this through. I have set up my little circle cups. No, I don't seal it, Elizabeth. Neither the HTV or the adhesive requires you to seal it. I just barely got that out of my printer, like maybe 2-3 minutes before I started the live. And I just slapped the laminate on it. So, and even with the HTV, I don't seal it at all. Just print and go. And that's why I love this printable. And I've done so many lives on it lately. Like, this is my new favorite product. Because a lot of the stuff I've used in the past, like, you had to let it sit for an hour. And even then, sometimes, like with the printable HTV, if you touch it, the ink would still run. It would crack. It looked washed out and faded. And, like, this stuff is, like, my favorite. I've done so much stuff with this HTV. Like, I mean, look how vibrant that is. Look at all the detail in it. It's not washed out. It's not cracking. It's amazing, amazing stuff. But back to the car decals. So I've got my little circles set here that I want to cut around my little superheroes. And so I'm going to send it. Nancy, I mean, there are so many print and cut videos out there. Honestly, my best advice for print and cut is just cross your fingers. Because, like, sometimes I get it to work. Sometimes I don't. Like, this one worked first try. I've never had that happen, ever. The first time I send it, it worked. So, that's amazing to me. I have a 50% success rate with print and cut. Half of the time, and like, I'm on a roll right now. I may just print and cut all kinds of stuff because I had good luck yesterday, and today seems like a good day too. But the biggest thing is making sure your registration marks are set and that you are within your lines. If you come over here to show print border, make sure you're within that boundary. If you're going to cut, turn on your cut border, make sure you're within that boundary. And then do like a high photo setting so that way those black marks are really dark. Yeah, and yes, thank you. There are some on our YouTube video. Shannon did a print and cut video. Angie's done a print and cut video. So there's, and I don't want to say that they're for dummies. I mean, they're pretty simplistic. But it's not a guarantee that it's always going to work, because I have followed instructions on tutorials and then it fails sometimes. These machines sometimes just have a mind of their own. But this is, I'll take you back over here. So this is cutting, hopefully. And these aren't perfect circles, so it's kind of, like I said, I just traced them, so they're like jaggedy edges. Hopefully my kids will like them. But you can do like a kiss cut if you want to and get like really in, like inside the line so you don't see any white. Like with this one, I wanted a white border, so I went out and around. But I mean, I could have got right up tight on there if I would have wanted to do that too. So it's kind of up to you how you want your decal to look. Simple shapes like this, if you're having issues, you can use, like, if it's a square, use a paper trimmer to cut it down. A circle cutter, a circle punch. Yes, Karen, printable HTV. Here's the one I did yesterday. I did a whole video on this yesterday. And then there's one I did in the Crafting Fun group too. But this is the HTV. This is printable. I printed this out. Here's my sheet of paper, or my printable HTV, where I printed from. And then I just cut it out, and then you just iron it, or heat press it. It does have instructions for an iron too. I always recommend heat pressing though, because sometimes with your iron you don't have inconsistent heat. Okay, but this is telling me that my car decals, that's what I'm going to call these, because that's kind of where the focus is. Sorry, you guys have to stare at my mess of paperwork there for a second. Scooch, scooch, scooch. I'll angle you guys down. So now this has cut, maybe I will if you won't fall over. This cut the laminate and the printable. Hopefully, I forgot to check my settings. Normally I increase my force a little bit. We'll just peel this and see if it cut through. Yeah, see, I forgot to do my settings. You guys had me distracted. But see, it cut through that, but because of the two layers. So I'm going to send it back through. And because my registration marks are still there, we're good to do that. I'm just going to plop it back on here. With the printable adhesive, if I'm just cutting that, I use the same settings as I use for 651. If I have the laminate on it, I increase my force by like 2. I have a Canon Pixma printer that I use. It's like under 50 bucks. I think you can get it like Walmart or Target. And then I also have an Epson Artisan, which is a wide format, high quality, but you can use either. Yes, Corey, I've used the Silhouette brand HTV, and I hate it. In fact, I have some right here. I have the hardest time using this stuff. One of the things that I don't like about the Silhouette brand too, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Silhouette, but you have to have one material for dark color and one material for light color, and I generally have the wrong one. This HTV printable, you can use on light or dark fabrics. So I only have to have one product. I don't have to have 2 different ones. It doesn't crack. I always have issues with Silhouette cracking. The brand is an Oragard. I get it through Expressions Vinyl. Okay, I'm going to send this back through. I've turned my force up. I normally cut on a 7. Maybe I should... I think I'm only going to cut on an 8 because it's already cut through once. I'm turning it up just a little bit, and I'll show you guys how. See the little laser? This one's not going to work. It failed. Dang it. See? Now my luck is ruined. Okay, let me try loading it again. Yeah, that last time when it cut first time, I should have known there'd have been something wrong with it because I never get that lucky. Okay, try again. The printable is still... I don't know if I've used their printable adhesive. I'm sure I have. I'm trying to look through... Maybe I haven't. I know I've used like their tattoo paper, their printable tattoo paper. Okay, so we're going to try and manually set this now. I probably just messed this up now. I have the Canon Pixma. I think it's like the MX. Somebody asked me that the other day. It's like the MX 430. It's like the all-in-one. That's a scanner and a copier and a printer. Like I said, I mean, I think it was less than $50. So you don't have to have, like, you just make sure that when you print, you're setting your printer to the, like, photo quality print. I always use my 1, and I have a 3, and I have a 2 also I use at my shop, but I've got my 1 and my 3 here, and I don't know, like, my 1's been with me the longest, and it's just so much easier for me to use. No, not over the HTV. This is adhesive. This is printable adhesive. You don't put laminate over the HTV. Sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth, getting sidetracked. No, this is just an adhesive, a printable adhesive. And you put the laminate over it, and you only have to do that if you're going to, like, have it exposed to the sun, like if it's going to be on a car, you're putting it on a wood sign for outside your house, things like that. Other than that, like, here's the mermaid cocktails that I did yesterday that I'm putting on a cup. There's no laminate on these. I just printed them and stuck them on there, and then I'll epoxy over this. But if you like want to do a wall decal inside your house, you don't need to do... the printable, I'm not sure, there's no brand name on it, but I got all of this stuff from Expressions Vinyl. And there's links directly to the printable on the video I did yesterday, and I can post them again. This is the printable HTV, and so it just has a blue grid on the back. And then the printable adhesive is just white on both sides. So there's no like specific brand. I don't know. They probably won't tell me their secrets. But it's amazing stuff. And then the laminate is Oragard, and there's 2 different ones. It holds up really well as long as you apply like the same stuff, like wash it inside out. I do wash my laundry on warm. I know for most vinyl it recommends cold. I just wouldn't say like don't use the steam, don't use like the super hot settings. But I wash mine in warm, and they seem to be okay. Actually, on the adhesive, I haven't had any running issues. Like, the ink hasn't ran. Let's see, I'll peel this right off now. And see, so the sticker, it's like ready to go. I can go slap this on a car. But this does have the laminate on it. So it is UV protected. Like I said, I've never had the ink run. The biggest thing that I've seen is that it will fade. And that's why the laminate comes into play. And I'm sure, you know, I don't live in a very humid area. I live in the desert. So, you know, maybe in some more humid areas you may have an issue because of that heat-moisture mix. But the laminate, I'm sure, would help protect that also. Misty, laminate is a clear vinyl, is the best way to explain it. This has been stuck to a bunch of stuff. This is the laminate. It was a lot clearer before I stuck it to everything. But this is the economy laminate, and it is kind of, like I said, has a more matte finish. So, as you can see, it's a little bit more of a matte finish. And this one is the higher end laminate. And you can see there's kind of more of a shine to it. And again, I got the laminate from Expressions Vinyl. Is Corey still in here? Did that help answer your questions? Does anybody else have any other questions about printable? And then, thank you for posting the link. I can post, I was trying to look to see the laminate link. Will you post the laminate link too? It is the same, but the ending is YNPE instead of YAC2. I have 2 separate printers I use. One of them's a low-end, under $50 Canon Pixma, all-in-one. I think it's like an MX430. I'll have to look. I don't know the exact model number for it. But like I said, it's under $50, and I either got it at Target or Walmart. And then I also have a wide format Epson Artisan printer. Deborah, I haven't seen it fade with the laminate. The one that I did, my car sticker that I did, I ended up peeling it and it hadn't faded, but I didn't wash my window when I put it on there. and so it had gotten some dirt underneath it, and so it had started to peel a little bit, but it hadn't faded. So make sure you clean your area good with like alcohol before you put it on again. The end is YNPE for the laminate. And I haven't used the economy for like car decals. Like I said, this is a car decal I made for a school. I'll use the higher end one because it has higher UV protection ratings. But I'm sure, you know, like if you wanted something short term or you like the matte look, the economy one would be fine too. And then you just stick it like you would normal vinyl. It's just sticky on the back. And then, like I said, they just, once I got the right force, they just peeled right up. And this has a laminate on top of the adhesive. N is in Nancy. I have allergies, and so I'm all congested, so I'm probably talking funny. But yeah, and like I showed you, if you guys didn't watch the video yesterday, like you can make your own sheets of printable vinyl. It doesn't have to be like a specific design. This is one we did in our sister group, the Crafting Fun Project Inspiration. We just did a whole sheet of this. And so now I can go in and cut out my words or cut out my design or whatever I want to do and then apply it. So, I mean, you can do... I love printable vinyl. If you haven't watched my last 3 videos, like, I am in love with printable vinyl. There's so much stuff you can do with it. I made a bag. I've made, like, 2 shirts. Actually, I made a lot of shirts, but, like, for me, myself. But it's that fine line, if, you know, you're wanting something like this without having to do the layering, but you're not quite set up for sublimation yet, then you can put it on there. That's a good question, April. I would probably say, let me see if there's any ratings on it on the website. I had mine on for a few months, like I said, before it started to peel. Let's see, inkjet printable. Let's see if there's any information on its rating. Right, so I printed with my registration marks onto my sheet of printable vinyl. Then I applied the laminate over it. And then I fed it into my machine and then told it to cut, and it cut the circles around my sticker. And I just applied the laminate. I just peel a little bit up at a time. So, like for example, like I'll peel like about this much up, and then I'll lay it down and leaving my backing sheet on, and then I'll pull. And you can go back once this is over in the video, and you can see how I did that exactly. And then just make sure that you smooth it down so there's no air pockets in it. And then you just cut it. You don't cut in between. You just leave it. I had to cut twice because I forgot to adjust my settings. It's Expressions Vinyl brand. That's the best information. It doesn't have a brand on it. Shelf life, 1 year. It says 1 year without laminate that it will last. It is water resistant, hand wash recommended. So, I mean, it'll last 1 year if you don't put laminate on it. So, and I'm sure the type of laminate will vary, so... April, I'm not sure. I've had bad luck using spray paint on vinyl. It generally, like, will shrivel it up or it'll make the colors run. So, If you're going to do that, I'd recommend trying like on a small piece. Yeah, it's sticky. So this is my scrap garbage piece of the laminate that I just used. But yeah, it's sticky. Yes, I'll put my cut settings. I'll add it to the description, and I'll put the links in there also. But yeah, if you guys didn't watch the video yesterday, you can go back and watch that. I did two different, I kind of focused on both. I did the adhesive and the heat transfer, and I showed like you can cut by hand. Today I wanted to, somebody was asking about car decals, and so I wanted to show how to apply the laminate and how well it cuts. So, but always, and you can do photos. I saw a couple posts about that, about like doing photos. I mean, it doesn't have to be images like this. And this is one that like I created in Silhouette. This is one I found on Google. But if you have a photo, as long as it's a high quality photo, digital works best. But you can load that in your Silhouette software with your print and cut settings too, and you can use the printable to cut photos. So if you want a photo on a shirt, you want a photo on your car, you can add all of that. So, does anybody else have any questions? I hope that cleared up some confusion and some stuff that I didn't get answered yesterday. As always, like I always say, I mean, feel free. My phone's ringing. Sorry, guys, are you still there? Sorry, my phone rang. But if you guys ever have questions, or I went too fast, or skipped a step, or something you didn't see in the videos, feel free to send me a message. That's what happened today. And I'm happy to either hop on real quick and do a live to show you, or I can walk you through it, whatever works easiest. So, just let me know. And, like I said, if you search the group for printable vinyl, you'll see the video I did yesterday. So you can check that out. It kind of focuses more on the HTV. And if you're in the Crafting Fun Project Inspiration group, I did a printable HTV project in there a week or so ago, so you can check that out too. But let me know if you have questions. Everybody have a great Monday, and keep it fun.